This video is called Our Dad's Garage. He's my dad. Yeah!
Somebody has modified some things here in the kitchen before. As you can see, this edge here was done, something kind of done. But you know, everything on the monitor side all works, so I don't want to take all of this stuff out. So we're going to figure out a way to extend. Sorry about the pillows and the cowboy hat. This is the sink, and then there's just this one. This is all of the counter space in the entire kitchen. There was no counter space over here, but we're going to figure out a way to maybe take this wall out and extend a butcher block countertop into this space, put a little cooktop, maybe like a 2-burner induction something heater in here, and then a vent hood. And I think we're going to figure out how to do that. Okay, this was the configuration of our kitchen. This obviously is where the refrigerator would go. You can see where it was vented at the top and the bottom. There's a little hood up here. There might have been a little cooktop in there at some point, but they had modified this and made a full-size refrigerator in here. Cynthia does not need that. That's the old furnace, and actually got it cleaned up and it fired up and it heats and it does great. And then this was the only countertop space there was in the kitchen, just right there, the little cubby hole where the sink is. This sink is for the bathroom, so you close the bathroom door and that's for the bathroom, but this is the only countertop space that we had for her to use. And literally you can do no prep work in that space. So she wanted to modify this in a way that we could get a full countertop space in here, have an under cabinet refrigerator, and then a cooktop of some kind here. And what we have found even for the stove is really going to be cool. But I just want to show you how it looked before. And then what we did was, came in here, I used that reciprocating saw, I cut this out, so that panel will drop out. Put that away. We remove the old countertop. Comes out. And through the magic of television, now you can see we've got a butcher block countertop that we brought in here, and then the under here will be the under cabinet refrigerator. And all we did was, this upper cabinet needed this support here for when you're going down the road. There's just going to be a lot of weight in that. There's potentially a microwave in that space, and then so we want to put in a hood under here that will be a vent hood with a light under it. So it will vent here where the original one did. But we wanted this countertop space to be continuous, but I was afraid to take the structure completely out of this, so we kept about 8 to 9 inches of that 1/2 inch plywood back there just to give it more support, because I'm not even sure how it's tied into the ceiling. I can't find any screws it that way, but we left it that way. So I'll finish that edge some way when I get this the vent hood in. We'll know better about what's going to happen right through here, and we'll finish that out right. But this will give her all this countertop space. We'll do a sink hole here just like we did. We'll save that piece of butcher block that'll sit back in the sink and recess back down, so she'll have that when she's not using the sink even as countertop space too. I think that'll be really cool, but that's what we decided to do. All right, and now you've got a vent hood, and it's got a light, and turns on and off right there. And I just modified that cabinet down to kind of meet this corner of this one and come up and do that. So I think it looks pretty good. This was kind of boogered up from whoever gouged that last thing out, and I just cleaned that up best that I could. All right, so that's boxed in on the back, vented to the outside. I've got to cut a little notch back here. This countertop will lift up just a little bit more. It's still not resting exactly like, but it'll sit nice. Oh, butcher block. A lot of times when you cut butcher block on the edge, you will break it, and it did come apart, but little liquid nails, a couple clamps in 24 hours, and that sucker will be good as new. And we'll drop the sink back in, which will go there, and then there'll be a piece of butcher block that will sit on top of the sink to serve as a cutting board and just extra counter space when you're not using the sink. That's kind of cool. So that turned out really great, and the little stove will sit in there just perfect and flip up out of the way. I've got a trim piece that will finish out this edge and a trim piece that will finish out this edge, and then that will look like $100. All right, so let's see. I'll turn a little light on. That's the backdrop. I put this slide out cutting board in, and we wanted that because there's so little counter space. So we've got this that's just directly below the counter space, and then that will absolutely double the amount of prep area that you've got. And it's pretty sturdy. If you don't bring it all the way out, it's very sturdy. But it will slide back in, and it's got automatic closure. Now, I'll probably cut it off flush, but I want Cynthia to look at that and see if she likes it better this way, or if she wants it to go out flush, because I can put a little handle right here, little handle to kind of look cute, or I can leave it just like it is, or I can flush that up to the other countertop so it goes away. I don't mind it like that, and it makes a 4-inch bigger prep area, so it actually works pretty good. That's going to work good. We needed 33 and a half inches. Let's see. We needed 33 and a half inches of clearance for our refrigerator, and it looks like we're going to be just right. So our refrigerator is going to fit under there, and this was the only other piece that I just didn't have an answer to. But you can kind of see how much greater that is when you get way back here where you can see it. So you can see how much prep area that actually becomes. That's awesome. Pretty cool.